They're very high level, right? To be there to, maybe help bounce some things off of. I think mentors can come in many different shapes and sizes. Where I like to think of coaching, one of the best descriptions I kind of help really explain when it comes to coaching is having that partnership where it is an engaged partnership that can really help disrupt your thinking. If we're just left to our own devices and letting our mind run wild, it's very difficult to be able to see around corners. It's very difficult to continue to broaden our perspectives, to see problems and solutions from a completely different lens, and where a mentor may be there for you to just bounce things off of, very informal, very high level, once a month, whatever it is. A coach is going to be there for you to almost help you implement the systems, implement the structure. You almost feel like you've got a co-pilot riding along with you with the weekly ups and downs that come along with any type of up and to the right trajectory that professionals are going through. And yeah, I think it's going to be that accountability source. It's going to be that thought partnership. It's going to be that person who can help you see things that you may not be able to see. And one of the big common mistakes that I see with people finding mentors is there's a lot of confirmation bias, right? You think about your mentor, and they were probably in the exact same role that you were, in the exact same industry, maybe even in the exact same company. It's just hard to get that fresh perspective, right? You're basically looking at someone else's playbook, where a coach is going to help you define your own playbook. What's going to be the thing that separates you, that elevates your uniqueness and gives that fresh perspective. So it's a much more engaged partnership than a mentor will ever be.
How do you find a good coach? How do you utilize a coach effectively?
Yeah, I like to think about it this way. It's like when you're finding a coach, I think the one thing that you want to look for is fit. That's both from a personality standpoint. I mean, you're going to be spending some time with this person. You're going to be getting deep with this person. They're going to be asking things of you that are going to force you to go places mentally that you're just not going to go on your own. So when you're thinking about a coach, I think the first place you need to start is, what am I getting coaching for? I think there's a coach for just about anything out there right now. And so if you're looking to improve your physical fitness, you're probably not going to go to a relationship
Yeah.
coach, right? So I think it's kind of understanding, what is it that you need coaching for? Who's going to be the best fit for you from a personality standpoint, and where their background was. Because again, nobody starts as a coach, right? We all have a journey that's led us to coaching. And so is that a journey that can significantly add value to what you're looking to improve upon? And to get the most out of coaching, I think it really comes down to two things. Is really make sure you're doing your homework, right? And so when you come into a coaching session, really know top of mind, if the coach were to ask you the question of what would make this hour or this hour and a half extremely valuable for you. I think the worst mistake you could make as a client and not get a higher return on your
Yeah.
investment is just coming in saying, I don't know, you tell me.
Yeah.
But I think having that underlying awareness of, you've identified what area you want to improve, you found the fit with the coach, make sure you're showing up every single week ready to drop something on the table that would add tremendous value and impact for what you're trying to do. And then with the end of every session, there's typically going to be some action steps, some takeaways, right? And so I think if you show up that way at the beginning and you're not afraid to take action at the end, it's kind of the barbell approach, right? If you always show up knowing how to get most out of the engagement, and whatever you guys generate in terms of action plans and takeaways, you almost violently take action on, right? Don't hesitate, don't wait, take action on those items. I think those are the best possible ways for you to get an exponential return on your investment in a coach.
When or how should someone building a company, a founder, how do they determine, how do you realize, when do you realize, oh, hey, maybe I should go to a coach? Because the reason I ask is I know a lot of entrepreneurs in Austin. I don't feel like I've ever heard anyone say, hey, I think I should go get a coach for X.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not a thought that arises. Maybe it's monetary, maybe it's cost, but outside of that, it's just not a thought that occurs.
Mm-hmm.
So how should someone think about, do I need coaching? Could I use coaching? Could it help me? Because personally, sometimes I talk to folks and I'm like, I don't think you have the background or you haven't done the amount of work that I think would put you in a spot to like then coach me. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's everyone is now a fractional CXO, is a coach, is it's easy to put a title, right?
That's
But
right.
I fundamentally believe that if you've operated and you've done something and you've put in the reps,
Yep.
then I think yes, you're better qualified to be someone to guide people. I feel like you got to really weed out, right?
Yeah.
So that's just a inherent bias that I have.
Sure.
But outside of that, how do I know I need a coach? When do I are there signals? Are there things I can look out for? And how do I know what the value of it is going to be?
Yeah, so I think a way to look at it is kind of think about it in terms of what I refer to as the potential gap,
Okay.
right? Anybody can sit back and say, what is the gap between the level at which I'm currently operating at, kind of where I'm at today, my current state, and what is the level at which I know deep down in my core that I'm fully capable of? Regardless of any type of coach's background or whatever it is, I'm just a firm believer that coaching can help everyone. There's going to be degrees to it. I mean, there's a reason why cars all do the same thing, but you can buy a Toyota Corolla for 30,000 or you could spend 350K on a Bentley, right?
Yeah.
They're going to do the same thing, but
Yeah.
the quality is going to be different. And so that gap between the level we're currently operating at and the level that there's potential there for, that gap represents our potential. And so back to the question of, when do I know I'm ready for a coach? When is the right time to bring in coaching? I think it really comes down to your commitment on how much are you committed, willing, and have the desire to close that gap. And so it really all comes down to, if you put the time in as a client, I think even the worst coaches can help you to some degree, right? It may be the Toyota Corolla. It's still going to drive on the street, still going to get you from point A to point B. But when you're looking to get there faster, when you're looking to get there in a bit more of a smoother way, when you're looking to reduce the number of unforced errors and can leverage kind of a thought partnership or coaching system or structure that allows you to have high levels of awareness, have high levels of clarity, be accountable for someone. And strangely enough, some of the most successful people on the planet say they all need help staying accountable, right? Yeah, I think it comes down to your internal desire when you're ready to kind of make that next step, and if you're looking for a way to do it in an accelerated way. And so if you're maybe feeling blocked, you maybe feel like you're not making the progress that you know you should be, you're not moving as fast as you should be, and you're just ready to make more progress, I think coaching can be a value and benefit for any professional that's kind of feeling those things.
So you said gap. I feel like unless you really know what you want, where you're at in life, a lot of people will not really look at the gap as, hey, there's so much to do, because you always assume that, I'm doing the best that I can. How much more